A new scam that's going around that you need to be aware of, and it's a good one. You're gonna get a package delivered to your home. It may be a box, it may be a padded envelope. It will be addressed to you with your information on it, and it may or may not have a sender address on it. Cool, somebody has sent me something. You open up the package. Inside is a QR code that you need to scan to find out what your gift is. The instant that you scan it, you have handed over every single piece of information you have on your phone. And I mean everything. We're talking about your passwords, your text messages, your photographs, your emails, your banking information, everything, including access to your cloud and local devices. And time may pass and you may think, oh, they didn't get me. I scanned the QR code, but I'm totally fine. Nothing happened. They may literally just be sitting on the access or monitoring your activity. These scammers are becoming incredibly clever and finding so many different ways to access your information.
Let's take a look at a couple of new scams and a refresher on a couple of older scams that's still going around. What it look like TV?
I am back! What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did you miss me?
Your very own spokesman for the Insidians. We're inside and we're comfortable.
They're so comfortable.
And I'm back with another one. And today, y'all, we just gonna look at a couple of various scams. Some of these are gonna be some new scams you probably never heard of, and we're gonna look at a couple of older scams because people are still being hit with these scams. And I noticed that my audience is a little bit older, and I wanna make sure that everybody is up on what they're doing out here so nobody gets caught. First, we're gonna start with the number one scam that's been getting a lot of people. I remember a guy at my job got caught with this one. The IRS will never call you or text you.
If you get a text like this, it's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. The IRS is never going to call or text you like this. So we know this looks really, really real. They use very realistic looking links, and they even build websites that look like the official IRS filing pages. It's really crazy. Look at this. And we have new data here at McAfee showing that these scams are increasing right now as it's time to file taxes. So please be wary and scroll safely. And remember, McAfee is always here to help keep you protected online.
Once again, the IRS will never call you or text you. And the IRS definitely will never ask you to pay them in some type of gift card. That's usually how they try to get you. They got the guy at my job. He sent these people $1,600 in Target gift cards because they said that he had some liens that he had to pay off by 4 o'clock. As soon as he gave him the last digit, they clicked on him and he acted surprised. I was telling him the whole time. But anyway, that day pissed me off.
You big dummy!
But anyway, man, we're going to move on to a new scam that they got going on out here. And when you see these kids asking for donations or anybody asking for donations, don't try to Cash App them, Zelle them, or anything, and never give anyone your phone.
Meanwhile, tonight, the NYPD releasing pictures of 4 young men wanted for a popular scam involving the money app known as Zelle. Police say the group approached a woman in Central Park yesterday, asked her to donate to a basketball fundraiser. The woman says when she agreed, one man offered to make a transfer on her phone and tried to drain her bank account. The circumstances are identical to a story we aired yesterday about a woman who was scammed out of $2,000 in Madison Square Park.
Sad to say we're living in a world where they're making it real hard to want to help somebody, man. If you don't have cash, and it really ain't too safe to be carrying around a bunch of cash nowadays, you really can't donate to nobody because you don't know if somebody's going to try to pull the flim-flam with your phone or they got some type of scam working. So if I was you, I would just advise against it. But anyway, we're going to move on to an older scam that's still around. They've been hitting people with these virus protection scams, and they got this one lady and they pretty much just took her whole life savings.
Hello, I'm Lorraine, and I just want to talk about what recently happened to me. I was on my computer and I got this alarming sound which went off. Bum, 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 bum.
A virus has been detected. Caution.
And I was very nervous trying to turn the computer off, but the thing said, don't turn your computer off because it won't go away. Call this 800 number. So I ended up calling the 800 number. And behind that 800 number, this guy answered, who informed me that my bank account had been hacked. And in the bank, they had charged my bank account over several thousands of dollars for child P. Now, you know what I mean? Doing things unspokenly, to children, that is a heinous crime. And I don't do things like that. So when the guy told me that, my bank account had been hacked and they had charged several thousands of dollars to purchase that type of material. And I was really like, oh no, that he said that I would be charged for, because it came from my bank account, and that the federal government don't look, they're not going to look away on that. They're going to bring me up on charges, which would be felony charges. Felony charges for what? I don't do things like that. So, in order for me to get these charges off of me, this is what the guy said, I needed to take my money out the bank, and because the money had not been taken out of the bank yet, but they had charged it, but it had not been actually withdrawn. So I went out, and he asked me, he told me I needed to take the money out. He said for me not to talk to my family. If anybody I talked to, that they would be charged with the same crime. They will also be a felony. And I mean, it was just a big, just getting my nerves worked up, because I know I had not been involved in anything like that. And for me to talk to someone in my family and they all of a sudden become involved just because I talked to them about it, I didn't want to talk to nobody, because he said don't do that, because that's what's going to happen. Anyway, long story short, I ended up emptying my bank account because I was too afraid to talk to my family. So I followed all of the directions the guy gave me, and I truly emptied my bank account. And I don't know if there's any possible way I can get that money back, but I'm so devastated, because I saved that money, over the years, and it was my retirement money. So you hear stories like that. You don't think you're going to be the one who's the victim, but yeah, I became a victim.
Like I said, part of the reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of my viewers, they're a little bit older, and I don't want none of y'all to get caught with these scams. A lot of us that know about this stuff think that it's just common knowledge and everybody knows about it, but it's a lot of seniors that's still being caught with this 2002 scam.
It shows the transactions into my account.
Rich Brune was comfortably retired after a lifetime of saving.
It's just a routine habit, pay my bills, save some money.
Last year, the 75-year-old Navy veteran and telecom executive got a pop-up warning on his laptop.
They said they were trying to upload a child, and they were also trying to tap into your financial records.
He wasn't being hacked, but he was about to be scammed. Did they sound legit?
Oh yes, 100%.
The hackers convinced Brune to move his money to a so-called safe account. How much did you send?
Over a 4 or 5 month period, $800,000.
$800,000. The safe account was part of the scam, and his $800,000 soon vanished. It was stolen. These scams are known as phantom hackers, fake tech support criminals.
They're very sophisticated. They're very good at what they do.
Rebecca Keithley is with the FBI. Who is usually targeted in these scams?
Older adults are disproportionately targeted and victimized.
Why do you think that is?
Because they have the most money.
So my mom got scammed and robbed today out of $30,000. Yes, $30,000. And I wanted to talk about it so that way everyone could remind their loved ones, their parents, their grandparents that these scams exist and they are tricky. It starts out with her telling me that she recently got an antivirus software uploaded and installed in her computer by like a computer technician nerd guy. It's about like $12.50 a month. So the payment was coming up on the first month of this virus protection, and the scammers even research like when your payment is coming up for like your antivirus protection. Somehow they knew all of this information. Anyways, they like email my mom and tell her that she's been hacked and like she has to keep her money safe, and that this is like the Federal Trade Commission or whatever, and this is like some top secret thing and she can't tell anyone, and they threatened her. Some crazy like that. They made it sound like everyone's a suspect, this is like top secret, and the details that she went into were very convincing because, again, they knew a lot about her life. They even pretended at some point that they were like transferring her to her bank, which is called Achieva, and they like specifically said, we're gonna transfer you to Achieva, and then they transferred her to Achieva, her bank, and said they were gonna like help protect her money by like transferring it into this account, whatever. Anyways, the details and the length and the depth of scheming that these people went to was insane.
Now that was an older scam that's been around forever. But a scam that I just first heard of recently was the jury duty scam. Has anybody ever heard of a jury duty scam?
I get a phone call while I'm getting ready, and I normally don't answer random phone calls just because I don't know who it is. I just let them leave me a voicemail if they want to leave a voicemail. But for whatever reason, today I just decided I was going to be nice and answer, so I answered it. And he's like, yes, hello, this is Brian Moore. I'm an investigator, and is this Piper Smith? And I was like, yeah. And so I got called for jury duty last year in Alabama, but now I live in Louisiana, so I had to call, get that all straightened out because I didn't want that to be, an issue. My mom was like, that can be a big thing if you don't go to jury duty and you can get in trouble, whatever. So I got that taken care of. Well, he said, you didn't go to jury duty in November. I was like, how does he know about that? And I was like, well, I talked to the lady and she said it was fine, whatever, like I filled out, or I told her where I lived and whatever, and I didn't have to do anything else. And he said, well, you didn't provide the proper paperwork. So you have, like, he named off all these, like, improper something, citation, like all these big words. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that. And like, she didn't tell me that. So like, I'm not going to pay that. And he was like, you didn't come before the judge or whatever. And so, you can be sentenced up to 72 hours of confinement. I said, what does that mean? Confinement? And I was like, jail? And he was like, yes, ma'am, 72 hours in jail. And I was like, oh my. So I've lost it at this point because I am a by the book Betty and like never been to jail, don't plan on going to jail, don't like to get in trouble. So like at that point I'm like freaking the freak out. So like I can't breathe hardly now talking about it. So anyways, we go back and forth. I'm on the phone for like an hour with this man. He's so nice. He's calm. He's like, let me give you my badge number. Tells me, we're going to get this straightened out. Like, you just need to pay these fees. And then I can refund you the money back. Now, I know when I retell this story, like, there are lots of red flags. But like I said, there were 2 brain cells probably after my week of work, my lack of sleep. And they weren't working together. So let's just keep that in mind. Because I know, like, when I say it back, I'm like, you're so stupid, Piper, you're so stupid. But it all made, like, sense when he was telling me, and he was transferring me to people, like, he'd transfer me to somebody, and then they would transfer me back, like, I'd talk to them for a little bit, so, but he was having me pay, because he was like, I said, is there a website I can pay through? And he was like, no, it's just through Apple Pay. Red flag. But I'm like, okay, don't send me to jail, please.
I have never heard of the jury duty scam. Hit me up in the comment section if y'all ever heard of that one. It's going to be hard to get a lot of people to fall for that one because I don't even have Apple Pay, so I couldn't even get scammed by that one. And it's crazy when you only got one form of payment and you don't have a website. They had everything else, but they didn't have them last 2 pieces. So you got to be careful and you got to make sure that whoever calling you asking for some money has all the pieces. And if I was you, I would say, okay, and just call them back tomorrow by the number that's listed on Google. That's my whole method on anything. If you call me telling me that I owe you, I'll call you back tomorrow on the number that's provided by Google. But anyway, man, it's a whole bunch of scams out there that's targeting TikTok creators. So all my people out there that's actual TikTok creators, I know a lot of y'all don't have TikTok, but for the ones out there that's creators over there that's creating content, be careful because they got a whole bunch of scams made just for y'all.
I got scammed and I'm trying to give you a heads up so that this doesn't happen to you. I worked really hard to get my account to 10K. It did not come easy. So if you know how hard you work. It was not easy and it was not overnight. I received an email that looked like it was from TikTok and the email just so happened to come almost immediately after I hit 10K. So I thought it was legit. It was saying verify your email, get the blue check mark. So be very cautious and aware of the blue checkmark scam because I saw where this happened to someone else right before it happened to me, and I didn't know about it. The email says to verify your identity on TikTok and to get like certified and get the blue checkmark. And it had me fill out like a legit Google document and of my information, and then it was continuing to verify your identity, a 2-step factor, and then it wanted to communicate through WhatsApp, and it said verify your identity on WhatsApp. I had been hearing everyone say that, you know, for TikTok samples, a lot of these companies communicate through WhatsApp, and so I thought the two went hand in hand. Long story short, once I verified my identity and gave them the code on WhatsApp, they were in my account within a matter of seconds and locked me out of my account, and then I was negotiating with terrorists, basically. They were saying that if you want your account back, we know you've worked really hard. They were using that against me. If you want your account back, then pay us this money. Completely erased my account of my email and my phone number where I could not log in, and they were saying that they deactivated it, and that if I didn't pay within 1 hour, my account would be lost permanently. They started out at $100. Thankfully, it was only $100, but they started out bargaining at that. The other girl that I saw, they wanted her to pay, I think, $1,000, and that was just not happening. And I just really couldn't believe that I was like negotiating with these people. They had talked it down to $50, and I had told them no, that I was not doing that. And so they were like, got very ugly and was like, suit yourself. Your account means nothing to us. We will just move on to the next person. After posting in groups, I saw where someone said that someone got their account back after they paid quite a bit of money, that they did in fact give their account back. So I was willing to take the chance. I feel really stupid, but I went ahead and paid them like $50. And they did give my account back. They're running like a whole scam, whatever you want to call it. They're pretending to be TikTok. They're pretending to be TikTok customer support. They try to get you to verify your identity. Their email says TikTok support. Their WhatsApp said TikTok support, and their PayPal said TikTok support.
Just to be warned, there is a TikTok scam going out there, but it's a support scam. You'll have a follower follow you and tell you that you're not getting enough views on your content. You might have a shadow bot, and then she sends me the link to say talk to TikTok support. It looks official. I talk to TikTok support. They tell me I have shadow bans on there, or shadow bots, or whatever. And they're going to clean that all up for me to make it sound like they're my buddies. But then, you know, if I want to be activated to start getting more views, cost $59. I'm like, okay, well, it's $59. So that happens. I actually do see a lot more views starting to happen. And then they hit me back up again about being monetization. So that's another $200. And I was 200 away from having 10K followers. So they threw 600 followers. I got monetized, I guess, or whatever they call it. And then all of a sudden, these guys right here that you're going to see next, I'm just giving you a heads up. Do not follow any of these guys, because now they're hitting me up for, you want 2 million views and followers? That'll cost $500, but if you want 20 million followers, that will cost you $1,100. And if you don't do anything with it, they're going to start throwing shadow bots back on. I mean, I've been every single day going on my friends list and realized I never follow these guys, and now I have to unfollow them because they're all banned accounts. They're all shadow bots or whatever it is. So beware of what you're doing out there. I feel like I became a victim, but I'll lose more than that in a poker hand. So I thought I'd give it a try, and then realize it's not really TikTok. It's someone else trying to boost your content, and then they drop you instantly once you stop giving them money.
Now this next one is going to be for my parents, and it's going to be for all my young ladies out here that's playing around on this internet and thinking that life is a joke and it's a game. Sometimes you could play around so much on the internet that you can get yourself scammed. I'm not even going to explain this next situation. I'm going to let this young lady explain the situation that she found herself in because she wanted to play games online with random strangers.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about how I got scammed and death threats trying to sell feet pics. Huh? We thought I would have learned my lesson when I got hacked on Instagram not even 2 months ago, but here we are. I say I'm just trying to always raise awareness to this situation because it's very easy to get into. So basically, I think everyone gets these, but they're like the little TikTok message requests from like the random people. Yeah, I was just I know they're fake. I was just going through my message requests and like seeing what people were like saying. I don't know, I was just curious. I hadn't gone through them in a while, and there was this one, and it was like, hey, like, can I buy feet pictures? And I was like, yo, low-key, I'm down, because it's like the other ones are asking to be a sugar daddy, the other ones are asking for like art canvas stuff, I don't even know, but this one was asking for feet pics. So I was like, you know what, low-key down. So I messaged this guy back, we're like going back and forth, and he asked me for my phone number, and I was like, yeah, because like the other ones asked for your like WhatsApp and like a trust. I've already tried, because we all want to make that quick buck, but like, don't do it. So I'm texting this guy more and more. He's like, I'll send you a check for you to go get your toes done, because like he wants them done for the pictures. He sends me a check online, right? It's an online check he edited, and I like deposit it because you can like do the mobile deposit thing. I was like, okay, like there's nothing wrong with trying to deposit it. Like I thought it was fake. I was just like, you know what, there's no harm in trying. It confirms, and it goes like, we just deposited $1,500 in your account. I was like, no way, I just made $1,500. I was like, I posted on my hus Snapchat story, like I was so excited for this. So this is where it goes wrong. But he texts me and he's like, hey, like my cousin's on life support and I need you to send $300 back. I was like, no, this is a scam. This is deadass a scam now. And I'm like, as long as like he doesn't have access to my account and like he doesn't like, I don't know, I just thought it was like whatever, like it's just gonna blow over, you know? So this is before school, right? My mom calls me into her room and she's like, hey, did you deposit money to your account this morning? Like, she's like, did you deposit any money? Because like she got a phone call from the bank that said that there was like fraudulent activity in it. And so I was like, no, like, I don't know. I just tried to play it off because I was like scared. So yeah. So then I go to school and then the guy keeps texting me and he's like, I need you to send the money back right now. And I was like, okay, first of all, it didn't even fully deposit into my account. Like, I don't have the money yet. Like, what? He keeps texting me. He's like sending me pictures of like bloody people in the hospital. And he's like, this is whose life you're not saving. Da da da. Like, this is your fault. Like, and he's like, I'll send my men after you. And then I'm a little freaked out, right? Then I like block him. Or I don't think I blocked him at this point, but I'm just freaked out. I'm at school. There's like, I'm not texting him during class, like, because I'm studious like that, you know? But I'm just ignoring him. And he just keeps like sending me messages. So this goes on for like a day, him just like spamming my phone, and like one message will be like, oh yeah, like you're gonna be in big trouble, da da da, like, and then the next message is like, I respect you so much as a woman, Sienna, da da. I'm like, bitch, I don't even know you, you're a grown-ass man, like, who are you? So then fast forward, I'm getting like, all of a sudden I'm driving to school and I'm getting calls from like different numbers. I'm getting like WhatsApp, like, because my phone number is connected to my WhatsApp. I'm getting like people spamming my phone, like multiple numbers, and I just like wasn't checking them because I don't know. So then yesterday, like afternoon, I was like going through my messages and I'm like looking at this stuff, like people, like all these different numbers are saying to me. It's like people pretending to be like FBI agents and like saying like, we're gonna come after you, like we're gonna kill you, we want you dead, like if you don't send the money back, like you're gonna die, like you're like terrible, like bad words, like I could go on and on about what people were saying to me, and like it was like, you're so ungrateful. I'm like, how the f am I ungrateful? Like, you're the one that sent me money, and also it's f***ing fake money. You just want me to send you my own money. Like, bitch, I'm not stupid. Maybe a little, that I got myself into the situation, but, and one of my friends swipes up and she's like, oh yeah, the same thing happened to me and they found my address. But yeah, I'm just like, when she told me that, my like heart sank. Like, I was so scared because he's telling me he's gonna find me. Like, I'm not safe where I am. Me and my family's in danger, and like bad death threats. Like, I can't, like, it's still scary. Like, but yesterday I was scared to go in my car in the daylight because I'm like, are they tracking my phone? Like, I don't even know. Meanwhile, my parents like barely have any idea like what's happening.
I can't speak on how someone else raises up their child, but all I can tell you is if this happened in my house, somebody would have a flip phone and they would have Timberlands and Uggs on from here on out until they prove they know how to act right. That's the only thing I can say about that situation. Hit me up in the comment section and tell me how y'all would handle that situation. But that's a doozy right there. But anyway, before we get up out of here, man, every time I show you these young people out here getting these large sums of money and they be flashing it all on TikTok or on Instagram, y'all always go to his prop money. And I believe that some of it is prop money. But a lot of these kids is out here really manipulating the system, getting large sums of money. And I know it's hard to believe because it's hard for me to fathom the amounts of money that they're getting. But these kids are getting money. A lot of them done found ways to crack this system wide open.
Naima Abdullahi following this from the newsroom.
That's right. He's just 18 years old and arrested for all the pricey, fraudulent transactions he allegedly made. Charles Turner's alleged crimes finally came to an end yesterday when South Fulton Police and the Georgia Department of Revenue searched the teen's home. We're told the crimes happened online and at several South Fulton banks, amounting to $28 million. Authorities say Turner got the money by overpaying with his holding account for a fake business he created and then tried to get a refund from the Georgia Department of Revenue. Now, Turner, as we're learning, was also wanted on a warrant for alleged forgery, and now he's arrested with these new charges, sitting in jail. Sheba.
He didn't buy that money from Amazon. What y'all excuse gonna be for that one? But anyway, man, we just reviewed a couple of scams, just keeping everybody abreast on what's out there. We reviewed a couple of older scams to bring people up to date and make sure everybody is aware of what's going on. Yeah, and real quick before we get up out of here, I really don't know where to place this, so I'm gonna call this the cracker scam. Be on the lookout for this too.
If you see a cookie under your doormat, then call the police immediately. If you come home one day and hear a crunch under your doormat, then stop and see what it is. If you lift up the mat and see a crushed cookie, that means that your house is a target for criminals. This technique is used by burglars, and it's so simple that you won't think twice about it. It gives them the information about when you get home from work or if you're on vacation. So if the cookie remains whole, then it tells them that your house is perfect to break into. Now share this video with your friends to warn them.
I don't know how true that is. I didn't know where that video fit in with my whole array of videos, but I think that's some good information because it's real easy and it's real simple to be overlooked. So if you ever come home and there's some type of crack or anything near your doormat, keep your eyes open. But anyway, man, y'all hit me up in the comments section and let me know how y'all feel about everything y'all have just witnessed.
Tell me how you felt about what just happened there.
And if you done made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.